Straight up Tennessee family. What's happening, man? It's your boy Ruck in the building, y'all. It has been an amazing 2 weeks in the life of Tennessee football. Just excited to see what's going on right now, man. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be starting our position series leading all the way up into summer. We're going to obviously have some new guests on here soon, but we're going to start our position series. And today we talk about the Tennessee defensive back room, corners, safeties, nickel. Who's going to stand out this year? Who are we excited about? Who are we kind of questioning at this point in May? It's early, but it's still a lot to be excited about with this defensive back room. Did Coach Martinez do enough in the transfer portal to get the job done leading into the fall and UTC on August 31st? You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Ruck in the building. Welcome to Straight Up Tennessee on this Wednesday.
From 40, on the way, a knuckleball. He got it!
What's good, everybody? Welcome today to Straight Up Tennessee, to the midweek chat where we begin our Tennessee position series. It's your boy Ruck in the building, man. You already know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell notification right now on YouTube so you never miss an episode. Y'all, we're still climbing to 1K subscribers. It has been a journey, and I'm glad that you guys are along for that journey. Very excited, man, for this new season of Straight Up Tennessee. Volume 3 will begin on July 1st. Volume 4 will begin on July 4th. I'm sorry, we're still in Volume 3 right now. And Volume 4, our new rebrand, new revamp, I cannot wait till July 1st. We're going to redo a lot of different things. We're going to solidify our hosting crew. That boy Turner will be back in the building. Sel will make some appearances, and we're going to have some special guests as well make some appearances as we get closer to the 2024-25 football season. But how y'all been? How has the Straight Up Tennessee community been, man? I missed y'all. You already know we love y'all, and I just can't wait to see what happens this fall. I think that this football roster has shaped up to be special. I can't wait to start talking about the offensive side of the ball, but we're going to wait. We're going to let that come on in the next few weeks. But, man, I want to start on the defensive side of the football today. But, man, before we do that, obviously, let's talk a little bit about the Tennessee Titans. They got a lot of things moving in their area. Awuzie and L'Jarius Sneed. Obviously, the draft happened. A lot of great pickups for Rand Carthen. And I'm very anxious for the Titans because we were good in the Derrick Henry era, right? I think the Titans had, 2-3 back-to-back years where quarterback play absolutely ruined who we could have been that year. Ryan Tannehill specifically, the year that the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, he throws 3 interceptions in the first round game after having a bye and throws 3 interceptions. And you just knew from the first play of the game that the Titans were not going to win that game, and they didn't. And so now with Will Levis and new head coach and Brian Clanahan and Rand at the GM spot, you have now probably, if it's not the best, it is one of the best wide receiver groups in the NFL. Tyler Boyd. Then you still have D-Hop. You add Calvin Ridley. You still got Nick, Treylon Burks. You still have guys. And then you add pieces like Ridley and Tyler Boyd. It's going to be a scary sight. Will Levis has weapons. You still got Chig, Okonkwo. They're at tight end. There's a lot of things that they did in this offseason to truly give Levis less. Basically, what I feel like they did was they said, we got a young guy at quarterback who can make throws. He can make all of the throws. But let's make his life more simple, and he doesn't have to think as much. Let's run some simple personnel routes, simple outs, simple digs, slants, whatever. But let's get the guys who can make these routes be easy and open for Levis to make completions and things of that nature. So excited to see kind of what the Titans do here as well. But I think they made great moves. They made a lot of good moves over the offseason. And so now the OTA started on Monday of this week. And so it's now Wednesday. So, but like I said, man, this is going to be what we're going to call our position series. And we're going to start with the Tennessee defensive back room this year. And obviously you had losses like Kamal Hadden, Jalen McCullough, Wesley Walker transfers. You have a lot of guys who played a lot of football. Danico Slaughter transfers out. You had a lot of guys who played a lot of football at Tennessee. Now, granted, was it always good football? No, but it was football. It was reps. It was opportunity. It was repetition. It was consistency. We knew what we were going to get out of some of those guys, right? But now we are entering into a new season of Tennessee football where we have guys like Jamon McCoy coming in from Oregon State. You got guys like the transfer from Temple, Jalen McMurray. You got different guys now who we truly don't know anything about, and we just hope that they come in and make noise for this defensive back room. Coach Willie Martinez, obviously, we know the history with him. He was here when Butch Jones was here, left Tennessee for some time. Josh Heupel trusted him enough to bring him back to Knoxville. And he's been subpar. Let's just say it like that, right? Coach Martinez has had guys who I think have been very good, but as far as the job that he's done with those guys, it has been subpar to say the least. I don't think there's been anything to be wild about. I think that we've had some individuals who have stepped up and made a lot of noise, but I can't say that we've had a lot of guys who have came in and truly been impact kind of guys. Okay. But let's talk about what happened in the portal and the young guys that are coming into Tennessee. So as far as with the transfer portal, you add a guy in Jermon McCoy, who more than likely is going to start on the opposite side of Ricky Gibson. Ricky Gibson played a lot of downs last year as a freshman. Physical, long, lengthy, twitchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he makes the plays where you're like, ooh, okay, young guy. I see what you're saying, and I see what you're about. Physical, too. Not that big, but physical, lengthy, like I said, long, twitchy, can really face you up in a man-to-man and make you decide, hey, am I going to run my route, or did this guy just get me off of my route, and now I have to improvise my route? Ricky Gibson showed a lot of that as a freshman last year, and now for a sophomore campaign, I'm excited to see what he does and what he can bring to Knoxville. But you also then have a transfer from Temple, Jalen McMurray. Experience is the word that I could put attached to his name. An experienced guy who is going to fight for competition. He's going to fight to get on the field because he understands what it's like to play at this level. It was Temple, we understand, but he still played a lot of downs there, and he has a lot of experience as a junior. So he is going to fight for some minutes in that quarterback position. You know, think about this. You get guys like Boo Carter, Jordan Thomas. Who else can play the nickel? I'm just trying to think. William Wright played a lot of corner. Young guy. He was a walk-on. He played corner in the Florida game. Think about this. William Wright was on the field against Alabama, against Florida in the final minutes of the game. We trusted a walk-on in those moments. And now he's going to get some opportunity, I think, to play. He played in big situations like that. So Caleb Beasley, young guy from Nashville, Tennessee, not a transfer, but a freshman. Marcus Goree as well, freshman. Caleb Beasley got hurt in the spring, broke his foot. And so now we're just kind of hoping that he can come back and even see the field this year. I think that put him behind guys like Boo Carter, Idris Farouk. I think it put him behind those type of guys. And so the thing with the cornerback room that excites me the most is that we lost guys, like I told you, Danico Slaughter, Jalen McCullough, Wesley Walker. We lost guys who played a lot of downs. But what I'm seeing is these young guys are just a little more hungry, in my opinion. Watching the spring game, I'm seeing these guys fly around like they just excited to have the opportunity to put the orange and white on. We haven't had that kind of energy, y'all. Guys have just been around for so long because they had COVID years and they were around the program. They just knew they were going to play. So the dog in them was a little puppy, in my opinion. But now this is a new era of defensive backs, and they have to consistently fight for their life to play on Saturday. They have no choice now. And so let's talk a little bit more about this defensive back room. So not only, like I told you, you got the transfers in Jalen McMurray, Jamon McCoy, but you got Boo Carter, who everyone is excited about. I think Boo Carter might be what I'm going to call the game breaker. Where they decide to put Boo is what's going to either excel us or stall us. I think Boo Carter has to have the football in his hand. So do they look at Boo Carter as, hey, Boo, I know how good you are. I'm glad to know how good you are. I'm glad that you're physical. I'm glad that you're fast. I'm glad that you're dynamic. But are they going to say, hey, Boo, I just want you to return punts your freshman year or kicks? Or are they going to allow him to not only just do punts and kicks, but also get into the positions back there? Can he play free? Can he play nickel? Can he play the corner? Can he get into some of those reps too to show his physicality and also make plays on the ball? We saw it in high school, all of his tapes. He was fantastic at the defensive back position. That's why they didn't bring him in as a receiver or a running back. Boo got some type of swag that just excites me for what he could be. Again, could be. But I also, me as Ruck, I think he is going to be special. A lot of the critics and a lot of the forums like On3, Rocky Top Insider, everybody's excited about Boo, but they say that he has the potential to be good. Ruck here from Straight Up Tennessee is saying Boo Carter is going to be good. He is going to show us exactly who he has always been, a dog. He is a dog. And there has never been a question on if Boo Carter was a dog. He showed you all throughout high school. He catch the ball. He know only thing on his mind is 6. He strap you up on D. The only thing he worried about is you not getting the possession of that football, and that's going to be his ball. I've never seen a kid that young have that kind of killer instinct. The last guy I can personally think of, 2 guys, Jensen Jackson. Anybody remember Jensen Jackson? Number 15, strong safety from back in the day. Jensen Jackson had that dog in him. He did not care about your life. He just cared about getting the football. And the other person who I thought was like this, Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton was a ball hawk, but he would strap you up too. He could catch punts, take them to the crib. He could catch kicks, take them to the crib. But when it came to one-on-one, we playing cover 0 on the outside, I'm locking you up. That's what Cam Sutton was about. I think Boo Carter, I think Jamon McCoy, I think Ricky Gibson, I think Jordan Matthews even just a little bit. I haven't seen enough of Jordan to understand exactly his playing style, but being from Louisiana, I know he going to have that dog in him. I'm excited about this new group of kids. I just think the mentality has changed. The mentality of a corner or the mentality of the entire Tennessee defense has been be just good enough because your offense will bail you out. But I think that the tide is changing. The offense is going to be the offense. They're going to score points. They're going to be fast. Nico Iamaleava is going to lead this team for the next 2 years. I cannot wait to talk about that again. But I think this entire defense is putting themselves in a position to show the entire country with the newcomers in the SEC, with Texas and Oklahoma, with the conference expansion and the Big Ten, all of this. I think that these guys are tired of the persona of we just got to be okay. And they're all in the mindset of, no, we got to be dogs. We got to compete. We got to be nasty. We got to make plays and get the ball on the defensive side of the ball. We want the ball as much as the offense does. Get the ball, get the football, strips, picks, whatever it is. They want the ball too. And I think that the mentality has changed. Has it? I don't know. But I think it has, because you don't get guys like Boo. You don't get guys like Marcus Goree Jr., who could have went anywhere else in the country, decided to stay at Tennessee, even when other names were coming at him after he committed to Tennessee. Jalen McMurray, experience. You got guys, man. And you cannot forget about Andre Turrentine. Andre played big minutes in the Cheez-It, the Citrus Bowl. He's going to play. Jordan Thomas is going to play. When T-Mac got injured last year, he had some of his best games after the injury because it's like he felt like he was the alpha. He wasn't having to fight for seniority anymore. It was, I'm coming in here to play. T-Mac is injured. I'm coming to work. I wonder where everybody will end up. That's going to be the big thing, I think, for this team leading into fall practice, summer workouts, everything. Specifically with the cornerbacks and the defensive backs as a whole, who ends up where? I think you're a lock. Ricky Gibson and Jermon McCoy are starting on the outside. Nickel and the two high safeties are where my head, I scratch my head. I don't know. I don't know. I think Andre Turrentine deserves one of those spots. He played big in the Citrus Bowl, like I just said. But I don't know. And I think that is now where the competition continues to stay healthy, but it just gets a little bit more gritty, if you know what I'm saying. The competition is going to be healthy because guys want to play, and so they're going to fight in practice. They're going to scratch and claw and get nasty because they want to be on the field. But I think now they understand, too, that even if I don't start, I still got to fight because I got an opportunity. I got to always remember that next man up mentality is a real thing. And it's not just a, oh, I might get in. Nah, if you practice like you a starter, you're going to get in the game because we got to rotate guys. Guys going to get tired. Guys going to get burned. Let's just call it how it is. Guys might get burned on a play. Boop, boop. You got to come on out, homie. I'm sorry. You got to sit down a little bit. I can't have that on the field. This might be Coach Martinez's most talented group that he's had at Tennessee. Will he do enough in his position to get these guys to their positions and get them in a place where they all can succeed at a high level? That is the question that he's yet to answer to me. Kamal Hadden gets drafted, right? Amazing. Kamal Hadden gets drafted. But can someone else get drafted? Kamal Hadden had Kamal Hadden had an incredible senior year before the injury at Alabama. What if he would have played 12 games, 13 games, including the Citrus Bowl? Would he have been a 6th-round pick, or would he been more of a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th type dog? Coach Willie Martinez, this is his most talented group. And he has to find a way with this kind of talent to not just be good and be okay, as the national media wants Tennessee's defense to just be okay because the offense makes up for their inefficiencies on defense. It starts with Willie. A lot of people are going to say, nah, it starts with Rodney Garner in the defensive line. We'll talk about them in the coming weeks. I think it starts with Willie Martinez because they got to make plays in the back end. When the ball's in the air, they got to make plays. This is your most talented group. It's time to put them in the position to succeed every single Saturday. What y'all thinking? Put it in the comments below. Go ahead, comment on the video. Apple, Spotify listeners, I'm going to put a poll up right there on Spotify. What do y'all think? Who has to be the best guy on this defensive back, on the defensive back crew? Who's the X factor? Who's the playmaker? Who's the game breaker? Who's that guy for you? I'm excited to hear. You already know, man, we're going to tap in again next week. Next week, we're going to talk all about the linebackers, new coach, William Inge. Keenan Peely's return. We're going to talk more and more about this as we get closer to July 1st and volume 4, Straight Up Tennessee volume 4. Y'all been rocking with your boys, and I love it, man. I love y'all. I appreciate you. Comment, like, subscribe, share this thing out. We'll be back talking all about Tennessee's linebackers next week on Straight Up Tennessee. So y'all already know what it is. We'll be back. Let me tell you this too. In July, we're going to switch our schedule up a little bit. Right now, we've been at 1 a week. That's just what we are. That's just kind of how we've had to be right now. We are actually going to go back to a great schedule come July. So July 1, we're back at 2 a week. We're going to do 1 on Mondays live, and then we're going to do 1 on Friday. Then as we get into August, we're going to open our schedule back up to our 3-week episode. We will be live on Monday. We'll have like a midweek chat or something on Wednesdays or Thursdays, but we'll also have a Friday show. When we get into the season, we are going to potentially have 3 to 4 shows a week. Typically, we were at 4. A lot of things have happened. New babies, new life, everything with Turner, I, and our guest. So we are going to go live for our next day shows on Sundays. We'll be live on Mondays for Who Is. Wednesday, we will not do a midweek chat unless we have a guest, and we got some guests cooked up for the fall. But on weeks where there are no guests, we will not have a midweek chat. And then on Friday, we'll obviously do the One More Day episode leading into Saturday's big game with whoever it is. So I love y'all, man. I appreciate the love and support. Get ready. Straight Up Tennessee. It's time to cook again. We'll see you back next week talking about Tennessee's linebackers. For my guy Turn, who ain't with me, for my guy Sale, who ain't with me, it's your boy Ruck in the building. You already know what it is, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you back next week.